Hello my fellow gamers and welcome once again to my SimCity video tutorials. I am going to continue on with the Gemstone Valley and the Ruby Road High Wealth Tourism City. I will show you what I've been up to and what upgrades have I made in this city. Probably the first thing you're going to notice about this city is the huge amount of skyscrapers. I have gone to high density with low, medium and high wealth. Residential, I have also gone to high density with a few commercial buildings, none for the low wealth, but a few medium and one high density high wealth shop. As for the hotels, I have managed to almost get this entire ring filled with hotels, but I am having issues getting this spot here filled up with hotels and this one here. I'm trying to make a high density medium hotel because I only have one more medium density medium wealth hotel, but it's proving to be quite difficult. I have had to bulldoze it many times by now. The weird music you're hearing is because I have had a zombie attack in this clinic, but nothing seems to have changed since then, so I don't really know. There seems to be one zombie that I can see here. Yep, looking for brains. Well, keep looking. Anyhow, I have also added two more elegant casinos, which are here and here, and slick casino. As I told you before, I was trying to get more medium tourists in my city, medium wealth tourists in my city, so now I have a leaning tower pizza, which is unfortunately only filled up with high wealth tourists, and the slick casino, which is also mostly filled up with high wealth tourists because I'm still having an issue with medium wealth tourists. The strange thing is, when I made the city in sandbox, when I was testing my idea, I did manage to have a healthy amount of medium wealth tourists, but right now I am having an issue getting more than maybe 1 or 2,000 per day. You can see here that yesterday I had 29,000 high wealth tourists, 2,500 medium wealth tourists and 700 low wealth tourists, but even at that amount I simply don't have the hotels required to keep my medium tourists here for long for them to gamble. So most of my income comes from these high wealth tourists. You can see that my city is pretty much filled up entirely with high wealth tourists. I should note that now that my city is at 74,000 population, I have about 80 to 90 to 100,000 per hour depending on how many medium wealth tourists I have. But even when I was at 30,000 population, I was able to get 80,000 profits per hour. So that tells you that you can have a very profitable casino city with only about 20-30, maximum 40,000 population without having to go to too much high density. You can see what high density has done to my city. These roads are filled up with cars. Now, there is a small issue which probably came from how I set up this road network, that most of my sims only use one lane because they're turning from that lane to the right side. The same thing is happening when they are leaving my city. It was only after upgrading to high density avenues on these avenues that lead outside of my city that they started using the middle lane as well. When there were two lanes, they were using only the most right one to get out of my city. So as you can see, there are some avenues that have like huge amount of traffic going through them. Those are this one here and this one here, because they are the only ones that are connecting my city with the outside world. But the funny thing is, even though there is a huge amount of traffic, it is still flowing, and it is flowing fast enough that I don't have any problems with no money, with not enough shopping, not enough workers or anything like that. And my city is quite happy. It's 84%. For high density city, 84% seems to be fine. When it comes to the actual numbers of workers, I'm still missing quite a lot of low wealth workers because for whatever reason I have a problem getting these low wealth guys to go up in happiness. I have these few neighborhoods of low wealth residential, but they are very slow at getting more happiness. I had to add more shops in order to see about getting them up, but they are still being very slow at going higher density. Now when it comes to the services, my trash is being picked up quite regularly by the other cities, so I have no issues there. My fire department, with the help of the other cities' fire trucks, is being able to extinguish all fires, and I rarely have any buildings being abandoned due to fires. When it comes to the health of my city, even though I had that zombie attack, I almost don't have to upgrade any of these clinics, and 4 clinics with no upgrades is being enough. When it comes to the police, I have upgraded each of my police stations with 2 additional cars and 1 additional cell. As for the education, when I was at about 30,000 population, I had about 1,000 kids, and they were able to be educated by the high school buses coming in from the other 2 cities. Now, when I reached over 2,700 student population, I have had to build a high school in this city as well. The 2 high schools that were sending the school buses from the other 2 cities were simply not being able to educate this many kids in the city, so it was a must to get a high school. But as I said, I could have stayed at around 30,000 population and still would have made quite a lot of money from my casinos. As you can see, I have reached 16 million. I have never gone into the red. I have also managed to have 100,000 per hour several times when I had the additional medium wealth tourists in my casinos. At the moment you can see that I have only a few of them, which is kind of low, and that is why my profits are not over 100,000. But if I manage to get any more medium tourists into these casinos, the profits will go up to 100,000 per hour. As for the transportation, I have turned on my streetcar dip, placed a few stops here and there, and they are helping to reduce the amount of cars in my city. I have used the trick that I have shown you before, where the Sims can go from these streets that are next to these avenues and go into the streetcar stops, and it seems to be working quite nicely. Can't seem to find any Sims doing it right now, but as I said, it happens. Like I said, the streets are kind of full of traffic constantly, but it is moving. I don't have any big traffic jams, so the city isn't having that much of an issue with this much population. It is still making quite nice profit. So at this point I would pretty much conclude this video tutorial about a high wealth, high density tourist gambling city, because I don't really have much else to do here. I can keep trying to get this high density medium wealth hotel here and another one here, but it really takes a long time to get a hotel instead of shops, so that would be pointless to waste your time with me trying to get those 2 buildings to build. So I would be pretty much signing off for today with this video, and the next time I will come back with a new video where I will either be building this 5th city here or this 4th city here. This one up here should be the mining coal and ore and then producing alloy and metal, while this one would be drilling for oil and creating fuel and plastic. This city has been created as a gambling city just to unlock the slot casinos for this city, so pretty much almost everything in this city will be bulldozed in order to create an oil drilling and refining city. I will leave it up to you guys, which one do you want to see first, the mining or drilling, so leave your vote in the comment section and I will build first the city that gets the most votes. So thank you for watching and please stay tuned on my channel for more.